What was that? API error? What does that mean? The hell?
To take over the world.
Yeah.
They would start killing people and lighting them on fire and putting them on catapults and launching them over the walls and light their own houses on fire with the dead bodies of people they killed.
That's motivational.
Bro.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers killed 10% of the population.
That's the crazy thing, like
they would send a small party out, and those people would go after the small party and chase them down, and they would lead them into like a canyon filled with Mongols and just slaughter everybody and block the exit. And the Mongols would time their shot when the horse was in the air.
Yeah.
So when the horse was in the air, then they would
mid gallop.
Yes. So there would be less disturbance, less jolt on their bodies. They would attack a city, and they would bring so much food and so many supplies, they could just camp outside the city.
Wait for them to starve.
Until everybody starved out. Genghis Khan just...
Hi guys, welcome back to the Hugh Jeffries video, and in this video I'm going to be attempting to restore this iPhone 8 Plus that I got for free after it was thrown in a shipping container by its previous owner. They told me they threw it because they weren't able to change the brightness of the LED flash in Control Center. I also heard that it had a screen replacement only weeks beforehand. The frame is snapped off at the top of the iPhone and the screen is separating from the frame. The whole frame of the phone also appears to be twisted, and even as a result of all this damage that's occurred to this iPhone, the camera lens and home button appear uncracked. Although I'm not actually sure whether the home button is functioning just yet, so I'll need to take a look at that later on. But first things first, let's see if this phone shows any signs of life. I connected up the charger and nothing appeared on the display, although after a few minutes it did vibrate and the home button appeared to be clicking and the device appeared to be vibrating. So with that happening, I have a good feeling that the display is just dead. So to test my theory, I'll need to remove the old display and connect up a brand new one just to test out the phone to see if it actually boots to the lock screen. With the screen off, we can actually see the damage inside of the phone. It's filled with dirt and what appears to be pieces of grass. There also is an antenna snapped off up at the top there. But before I attach a new display, I'm going to disconnect some of the stuff from the top of the phone. Firstly, I'm going to remove the camera and take a look at that. As you can see, it doesn't appear to be damaged in any way. So the connectors all seem fine, so I'm going to put that in a Ziploc bag so I can make sure that doesn't get damaged. Next, I can remove this little antenna up top here, which will get me better access at the logic board. And I'm just going to remove a few of these screws just to remove any tension that might be on the logic board. With that now done, I can get the replacement display, install it roughly on the phone, pressing and holding the power button. I got no signs of life, but connecting up a charger and holding the power button again, the phone showed the Apple logo and to my surprise, booted to the lock screen. Now I had the owner come around and restore the backup from this phone to the new iPhone XS Max, and then they reset the phone and I could set it up as new, and you can see it's a 64GB model on iOS 12.1.2. Now that I know the phone is working, I can begin restoring it to brand new condition. The first thing I'll need to do is remove the logic board from the phone, as that's the biggest part and will need to come out first. With that removed, I can begin removing all of the smaller components inside of the phone. Now because I'll need to do a full housing swap on this iPhone 8 Plus, I'll need to remove every single screw and every single component from the phone, which I'll transfer across to the new housing. I will also need to remove the Taptic engine before I remove the battery from the iPhone, as this will give enough clearance to hopefully remove the battery tabs without breaking them off, which otherwise would require me to pry up the battery with force. These tabs are very strong and honestly are quite a poor design choice for holding in a battery. Unfortunately, a few tabs broke, but I was
I need a
able to
costume,
retrieve
or
them
maybe
with my
Woosa.
tweezers and remove them fully. I have noticed with the iPhone 8 and 8
I wish
Plus
someone
models,
sells the
these
moonflower
battery
set for
adhesive tabs are really
moonflower
strong
armor for
compared to, say, the
Woosa.
iPhone 6
one.
and 6S. However,
That would
with
be
these
nice.
8 Plus battery adhesive tabs, because there's 4 of them, if you break one, it makes it much easier to pry up the battery. Next, I can move along to the dock connector. I will actually be replacing the dock connector with a new one, just because I had one around, but I'll also need to remove it first so I can get off these grill pieces and also the
Rebellious,
white waterproofing
Hysteria,
gasket that goes
L-card.
around the end of the
I'm
lightning
gonna exchange
connector.
the
After
L-card.
I complete
gonna
that,
switch for
I can move
Viper.
along
Seems
to
like
the
my
power button and
shots
volume
are
flex cable,
not
which is
missing. What the
fastened
hell?
to the phone with a few screws. And the
Regardless.
cable is adhered to the back panel of the iPhone, so I'll need to be careful when removing that so I don't rip or damage that cable.
Cheer and steer.
With that removed, I can move along to a few of these brackets which are located on the side of the iPhone 8 housing. These brackets are clips for the display to attach to the iPhone. After that, I could use a heat gun to heat the back of the iPhone so I can remove the wireless charging coil. Lastly, I can remove these little metal clips from the back of the volume and power buttons. With that now done, the iPhone is completely empty and we have an abundance of parts on my desk. So it's time to reassemble this iPhone with a new housing. This housing cost me around 35 Australian dollars and it's complete with a new frame and back glass, which is needed for this iPhone. I'll start by inserting the power and volume buttons and these little metal clips which go on the back of them. Then I can begin with all of these smaller parts which will need to go on before I install the bigger ones. These include the clips for the display and the dock connector, which I'll put in next. And for those wondering what replaced the headphone jack, it appears to be just this little piece of plastic that I don't see has a whole lot of function. With the dock connector and smaller components installed like the Taptic engine, I can remove the plastic film and adhere down the dock connector. I can then install the loudspeaker on top of that and its appropriate screws and antenna cable. There's a few more smaller metal brackets I'll need to install, and I can't forget these little metal clip things that we took off from the old volume and power buttons, which I'll need to install on the new ones. This just helps with
holy
the
shit, that was
clicky feel
quick.
On the buttons of the iPhone. I'll also be changing across the
I wish I got a
mute
distortion
switch
so
for
I
the new
can
one, as
break,
the old one has
at least
some marks in it, and installing a new one will make everything look brand new like it came out of the factory. I can install the appropriate screws for both the volume and power button brackets, and testing out, making sure all the buttons are working, as well as the mute switch. I can continue on with the restoration. I can't forget this little piece of plastic which helps eject the SIM tray, and the little bracket for the LED flash and microphone. With those installed, I can move across to the old display where I can remove the irreplaceable home button, as I like to call it, and taking a look at it, it appears not to have any damage other than a few minor scratches on the outer ring.
I mean, I could see shit with all the red.
New refurbished display, connecting it up and installing its bracket and tri-wing screws. It should also be noted that this home button is not user replaceable as it's paired to each iPhone, so if it was broken I would have to resort to a Bluetooth button or pay Apple $278.95 for them to do a full screen replacement on the phone, which then they would pay a new home button. Either way though, the home button in this works, so I don't have to worry about that at all. I can move across the earpiece and front camera, and the new display is prepped and ready to go. I can install a new antenna up the top here, which was previously broken on the old housing after it became snapped up the top. I can install the dual cameras and a new wireless charging coil as I damaged the old one in the removal process. I highly recommend buying a new wireless charging coil if you do a housing swap on an 8 or 8 Plus, because they are extremely fragile and you're almost guaranteed to break it in the removal process. And finally, it's time to reinstall the logic board back into the iPhone frame, and things are now starting to look like a phone again.
What the
I can
Come
install
on.
the Wi-Fi antenna back up into the top left corner of the iPhone, but unfortunately I missed a standoff screw which I couldn't access with this little antenna here. So I had to remove the antenna itself and the camera bracket to be able to access that,
exactly the
but
best
with a few screws,
compared
everything
to
was good to go. I can install the last few screws holding in the logic board and a couple of brackets, give the inside a bit of a clean, and it was time to prep the phone for a new battery. And you can see here how the battery adhesive tabs actually go around the wireless charging coil, so when you remove the battery, you don't rip up the wireless charging coil. Now that I've placed the battery into the iPhone, I can finally install the water-resistant gasket, which will help stop water and dust from entering the inside of the iPhone. Now, to make the display installation a little bit easier, I only removed one half of the plastic film for the waterproofing gasket. The reason for this is it allows me to be able to connect up the display and install the brackets without getting the gasket in the way and becoming stuck on the display before I install it and seal it down. With the cables and connectors installed, I can seal down the display and install the 2 pentalobe screws in the bottom and remove the plastic films from both the back and front and install a tempered glass screen protector. And we're done. So this is it. The free iPhone 8 Plus, which was completely catastrophically damaged, has now been restored to brand new.
It's too square.
No, that's so bad. Okay, he seems cute.
He looks like someone that like have TikTok.
Oh, he's cute. There we go.
9. Okay guys, we got another Unigirls face rating video today. You already know how it works, so we're going to get straight into it. And as always, if you want to be in the next one, make sure you keep watching to the very end to see how you can be in the next video. And first up we have Anthony.
Say maybe a 5.
He's got nice hair. I'll give him that. You've got nice eyebrows as well. We can go with 5.
Oh, nah.
I'm going to say 4 because his hair's quite, it's too square.
He seems nice for some material like that.
His hair's not bad, but his eyebrows and eyes, oh, I don't want to be mean. He's got quite tight lip. I'd friend zone him.
He's got thick eyebrows.
That's
a
sugar
4. Kind of my type, to be fair. Like dark hair, I would say. Let's go hair, maybe.
Give him a date, no?
Yeah.
Okay. He really looks like someone I know who from back from home. So yeah.
Yeah. See, I think the hairline's just a bit square, so I'm gonna go maybe like a 4. Yeah.
Bilal?
Yeah, I don't really like the moustache there, so I'm gonna go with a 3.
Moustache.
Yeah, I'd say he's above the first one. Yeah.
Oh, the pout. Okay. Yeah. Okay, 6.
Not hot.
Ooh, I'm gonna say 3 because I don't like facial expression.
He looks like he loves himself a bit, so maybe.
Okay, I don't like too much of beard, so that stubble's good, but again the eyebrows are just not. Don't like a tash.
He's got quite a lot of hair. Maybe a 3. Also my type, kind of tall, dark. Maybe above average.
I don't like the non-eye contact, so probably 3 there. It's bad.
Yeah, I don't really like the moustache there, so I'm gonna go with a 3.
Callum?
He looks like he'd be nice, like a nice guy, so I'm gonna go like a 5 maybe.
And not really my type though.
Oh
Not my type.
No.
I'm gonna say 4. Just face shape.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this one. Not gonna lie.
Callum is not my type. Oh, I really don't want to be mean. Maybe his nose. Oh, these people are gonna watch this and be like,
She already are.
He seems sweet. 3. Maybe just friend zone instead. He seems friendly.
A bit round face. Oh gosh, right there. Let's do that.
He looks like he'd be nice, like a nice guy. So I'm gonna go like a 5 maybe.
Drew?
Drew.
Well,
Yeah, see, I really don't like long hair, so I'm just gonna put that as a 1. Sorry.
He's just not very.
I feel so bad. I'm so sorry.
If that guy's a
No,
one,
that's
what
even
about
worse.
what about me?
Drew, oh, I'm
Jesus
sorry,
Christ.
that's a 2 because I don't like the long hair.
About 3 again.
I don't like long hair, so also his nose is a little bit off. So I'm gonna put him there.
He's got long hair, kind of the same length as mine. So I'm a 2. Not really into the long hair, so maybe down here.
It's just, I'm sorry, it's just the smile. Like, that's just a bit like, it's a bit, no, I don't want to say creepy, that's a bad word.
Elliot?
Oh yeah, he has good hair. I'd put Elliot up high, yeah. Well, kind of a 7.5.
Okay, you've got potential. Okay, okay.
Dave.
Below average. My friend.
Elliot, maybe 6 because good brain structure.
Maybe friend zone.
Elliot's not that bad actually. His eyes are giving me a little bit of a weird vibe though, so I'm gonna go just slightly above average.
The pose is a bit odd, but I think a 4.
More of my type, like the facial hair, so I'm gonna go with hot.
Hot, nice, wow.
Elliot, I'd say he's a 7.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, he looks like he'd be kind, so maybe like 5. Yeah.
Francis?
So I think he's just clenching his jaw too much in that photo. So maybe
Clenching
I'm
his
gonna go like
jaw
a
too
3.
No,
That's a
sorry,
thing?
Francis.
What's a fucking thing?
He looks scary looking.
Isn't that what women
No.
do? Like the duck face?
Frances, 4. I don't like that pose.
Yeah, I don't. Not sure about this one.
His hair is kind of not
Oh, man.
great. Little bit of a receding hairline.
I think a 3. Can I put that side?
Maybe above average with Bilal.
I don't like the pout. No, don't like the pout. Sorry.
Hayden?
The like hairline's just like very like sort of linear. So I'm gonna go like a 3 maybe.
No, sorry. He looks a bit too young for me.
Oh, he's got a baby face. He's cute. Okay.
No.
Hayden, oh, see, I'm not a fan of ear piercings, so that's a 2.
I'm not feeling the earrings on this one. Or the eyebrow slit. No. No. I'm just going to.
Ooh, that trim. Yeah, no. Very much like a bowl cut. I'm not a fan of them. That's not straight, sorry, it's bugging me.
He looks like someone that like have TikTok. I think like a 5.
Not into piercings, so I'm gonna go down there.
I don't like the one earring, so
Israel, yeah.
He looks like Ken, but in a bad way.
You're scary looking. Sorry. God. He's full of himself.
Give Israel a 7. He's got good bone structure.
Maybe average, yeah. Yeah, he seems cool.
I like the hair. His eyes are kind of nice. His nose and mouth are a little bit thin almost, but I'll go date.
glowy skin. I think a 5 as well.
Maybe not perfect, but at least hot.
Oh, he's quite. Oh, he's all right. Quite an intense stare.
Oh, whoever
He
sold
could
that,
be
thank
like
you.
a
Holy shit.
6.
No way. I
Jack?
wasn't expecting that.
He's got a nice
Aw,
face.
thank
Yeah,
you.
maybe 6, maybe. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What a kind soul. Thank you so much.
You look normal looking. Okay. Friend zone.
Give Jack a 6. Again, good bone structure.
You know when guys are like that attractive that they're not attractive?
Someone actually sold
Like they're too basic looking? Maybe friend zone.
His nose is a little bit big, but other than that,
Okay, next the fan. I'm gonna
I
PO
think
the fan.
6.
Maybe my top. That's my top.
No way.
Yeah, I'd probably say
Oh,
go with Elliot. Yeah.
He's
damn.
got a nice face.
so cool.
Yeah, maybe 6, maybe. Yeah.
Wait, I'm
Kelvin?
gonna PO the next one
Calvin.
after this
See, I'm
wave.
not a massive fan of the goatee and the long hair, so I'm gonna go like a 2.
Maybe on par with this guy.
Okay, this
Fucking
picture
way.
does not do him justice, but I can see the potential. Just no.
It's the long hair. It just doesn't do it for me.
He looks like he's looking up in the heavens like a godly man. Maybe 4.
Long hair again. But he's not bad looking as it is. I'll go friend zone.
Long hair as well. A 3.
Might go date here.
No, sorry. It's just I don't like the non-eye contact.
See, I'm not a massive fan of the goatee and the long hair, so I'm going to go like a 2.
Lee?
No, he looks way too old.
It looks way
I'd put
too
him-
old.
yeah,
Damn.
there.
He looks like a dad.
Brutal. Brutal, mother.
Rip off David Beckham.
Very well.
Oh, no, sorry, 2. I don't like beards.
He seems older. I don't know. Maybe average.
Flower.
Above average.
Oh,
I
that's
need
too much of a beard for me, and his hair is a little bit too
Is this for
up,
Woosa?
but
There we
his
go.
face isn't bad, it's just the facial hair.
Looks
That's
like a
realistic here. I'm
lumberjack
gonna put it
kind
to
of
70.
vibe.
See, I like facial hair, but I'm just not into like a full-on beard, so maybe...
Where is my costume?
Maybe friend zone, though.
There you
He
are.
reminds me of a teacher,
cool,
so
Dayo.
I'm just gonna go there, I think.
I think if he'd like cut his beard a little bit, he'd be a bit better. So
Damn,
I'm
son.
going for a 4, maybe.
He's in the flower. Wait,
Mason?
I gotta see
He
the.
can be a 5. He can be a 5.
What's the
He has
one
potential.
costume?
His hair's
Looks
too
good.
bad for me, to be honest, but I put him like maybe here.
He also looks like a dad.
We'll give him average.
His hair's quite nice, so I'll give him a 5. No one's in 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one.
I wonder who.
Maybe
I wonder
4.
who that was, man. I
The
wanna
hair's
know.
not terrible, and I really do look at hair first. If you've got crap hair, I'm
Actually,
not interested.
that's surprising.
I'll go date. He's not bad looking.
He looks like James Barrett. I don't know if anyone knows who that is. I think 5.
Nice.
Date.
Nice.
Oh, see, I like the eye contact. So I'd probably say that.
What
Lastly,
does
no.
the swallowtail?
No. He's got a nice
That's
face.
cool.
Maybe like a 7.
No, maybe here.
Oh, he's
maybe
cute.
they
There we
have
go.
9.
Oh, my fave.
Hot.
Yeah,
I'll give
no.
him all a 7. Oh, yeah.
Okay, he seems
Mm.
cute. Maybe 7.
Actually, he's quite attractive. I'm gonna go hot. I'll be nice and give one 8.
Yeah, I think 5 as well.
For sure.
Oh, he's alright.
We'll go there.
So those are the ratings, and these are the averages for what each of the guys got. Now, if you want to be
That's
in the
pretty
next
low.
video, head down to the
Sheesh.
description now and click on the first link. I'll say
Like,
that
no one's
again.
an 8, no
Head
one's
down
a
to the
9.
description
at all.
now and click on the first link.
Yeah.
There's a chance it may already be sold out, in which case you'll have to wait for the next opportunity. If you see a red sold out box, it means that you'll have to wait for the next opportunity. But if it is available, then this will be your only chance, and once it's sold out, it is gone, and you'll have to wait for the next one.
Man. Wala pa rin distortion. The damage is pretty low. It's not that's so weak. I don't know. I don't understand. Am I missing something here? It's so fucking weak. What the hell's going on?
As part of the facility's nuclear education initiative, No, I Won't Be Grading on a Curve, I've tried my very best to explore and explain the pain points people have that prevent a rational evaluation of nuclear power. And if you aren't iffy on nuclear power, it probably has to do with either the fear of a nuclear meltdown or what we do with nuclear waste. Now, while I've been to both Fukushima and Chernobyl at this point to show you what nuclear meltdown aftermath really looks like, I've never been to a working nuclear power plant to show you what nuclear waste actually looks like. Well, that changes today. Today, I'm working directly with the United States government and the largest operator of nuclear power plants in the country to give you an up-close look at how nuclear waste is actually generated and stored. Hopefully, by the end of this video, you should be able to form an informed opinion. Arya, ready the helical ascender.
Do you mean the helicopter?
Yes. To Illinois!
Now entering the facility.
The Dresden Generating Station, which first came online in 1960, is the first privately financed nuclear power plant built in the United States. It's owned and operated by energy company Constellation and houses 2 boiling water reactors that each produce enough electricity to power 1 million homes. Dresden turns out to be a perfect place to learn more about nuclear waste, as it is immediately northwest of the Morris operation, the only de facto high-level radioactive waste storage site in the United States. I visited Dresden in the July of 2023 to make a simple point. Nuclear waste, despite its terrible reputation, is some of the safest energy production-related waste there is. It's so safe, in fact, that a PR team, nuclear engineers, and armed guards let me do this. But we'll get to that later. Before I even set foot at Dresden, it was made very clear to me that safety was the top priority. I had to slide into the DMs of the White House's Office of Nuclear Energy, and then it took 10 months of conversations to lock in a visit to Dresden. I got background checked and asked about my previous nuclear excursions to Chernobyl and Fukushima, as it was relevant. Once I was in Illinois, security was stepped up again. We weren't allowed to film anything remotely related to on-site security. My Kevin and I had our bodies screened and our camera lenses checked. Modern lenses are sometimes made with trace amounts of radioactive thorium, which plant sensors immediately pick up. We were followed at all times by multiple escorts, including an armed guard. At the end of the trip, we would have our footage screened for any frames showing security installations. It was all much more comprehensive than what I experienced at Chernobyl and Fukushima, but that makes sense as this power plant is in operation, and those are not. Even though all of this was a little nerve-wracking, were the boots I was wearing in this video still contaminated from Fukushima? What was as clear to me, though, as the commitment to security and safety was the fact that everyone at Dresden, from security to engineering to public relations, were just people, and big old nerds at that. The first thing you see as you enter the facility is a Star Wars-style statement about precision and safety. A poster of famed football coach Mike Ditka reminded plant personnel about radiation dosage. We cracked jokes and traded stories about Chernobyl tours, which one of our tour leaders had also been on. If the public has any kind of perception about what goes on inside a nuclear power plant and who works there, it seems negative, no doubt tinged by what they think about nuclear generally. But I can tell you that if you're friends with any engineers, if you like me at all, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised by the people who commit themselves to sustaining nuclear reactions. Dresden even half-jokingly offered me a job, and that's now my backup plan. My first stop was the nerve center of any working nuclear plant, the control room.
So this is the main control room for Dresden. On this side we have Unit 2, on this side we have Unit 3. So if you look in the center of this, it says 9025. You got the big General Electric and the clock at the top. If you look at the big football-shaped item in the middle with the red, a lot of red 48s on it, that's actually the control rod positions for the reactor core. So you can see all the control rods. The 9025 panel also has all of our big picture systems for the reactor. You'll also see on all the panels that there are color coding human factors. The different colors designate the different systems. So that allows the operators to know exactly where they're going, making sure they're on the right system and be able to diagnose any items that come up on that panel. Behind me we have the 9028 panel. That's actually our power distribution panel. So all of our different buses that power equipment in our plant are located on that panel, and then also our voltage regulator, which is how we control the power that goes out on the grid.
Here at the Dresden
Pendable,
Nuclear
nice,
Generating
sayang.
Station, like any other modern nuclear power plant, safety is the top priority. Now, I know you see a lot of buttons, switches, knobs, valves. It can all look complicated, but a lot of design has gone into making this as safe as possible, as operable as possible. After accidents like 3 Mile Island, a lot of thinking went in exactly how to make all of these systems immediately understandable, recognizable. Before that, it was just blinking lights. You have color-coded panels that tell you exactly what you're working on, exactly what you need to adjust or not. You have mock-ups of the actual systems that you're working on, whether it be the turbines or the boiling water reactor itself, that tells you what valve goes where, what needs attention, and what does not. Safety, again, is the top priority.
From the control room, we headed to the spent fuel pools at Dresden, where highly radioactive fuel rods cool and decay to safe levels after years of geometrically determined placement throughout reactor cores. This was my first time seeing real nuclear waste, and my first time seeing the infamous Cherenkov radiation with my own eyes.
When our refueling outage comes, all of this basically gets opened up and it all is connected underwater. We use this bridge to pick up fuel bundles, take it from the reactor, put one in the spent fuel pool, take one from the spent fuel pool, put one back in the reactor. It's not that simple though. There's about 1,000 moves that have to occur to get everything reshuffled and into the right locations. There is always a senior reactor operator on the bridge controlling all the fuel moves during an outage. So there's actually 3 verifications that occur. The performer, a reactor services individual, and a senior reactor operator make sure that all the fuel is going to where it's supposed to be going.
As a quick aside, radioactive stuff, nuclear waste, doesn't glow. Not by itself. The idea that nuclear waste glows green, like in The Simpsons or something, is probably traceable to one of the first popular consumer applications of radiation.
Radium.
Undark, a luminous paint containing radium. The highly radioactive element would energize the zinc sulfide in the paint, which would in turn fluoresce a soon-to-be characteristic green. Undark would light watches, gun sights, and more at the start of the 20th century. That is, before the tragedy of the radium girls that worked with the compound became public, and the use of the paint declined. The point being that radium doesn't glow green by itself. Nuclear waste doesn't glow. Nuclear fuel doesn't glow.
Behind me, probably one of the most iconic images you can find in any operating nuclear power plant. The spent fuel pool. Behind me, you see fuel rods producing that characteristic blue glow, that Cherenkov radiation. You probably have an idea in your head that nuclear waste is some goo thrown in a barrel and then discarded forever and never thought about again. Nay, dear viewer, I say that it is an intensely clean and organized operation. Behind me, you see how everything is cordoned off here? They won't let me get any closer than this because they're worried that something like my hair tie will fall into the fuel pool. And that could contaminate the fuel, it could damage something, it could make its way into the reactor during refueling. This water is cleaner than I am. And it's nuclear waste.
Innumerable near-light speed particles creating sonic booms of light in water. Cherenkov radiation is awesome, but it's also not nuclear material glowing. Clearing up this misconception helps you see nuclear waste for what it really is. Pretty uneventful. I should also note here that though our personal dosimeters that you're seeing in this video were showing increased radiation rates near the spent fuel, which makes sense, it was only about the same rate as you'd get at cruising altitude in an airplane, which is much lower than I'd guess the average person would think. After the fuel pool, it was time to see where any operational nuclear plant stores the majority of their waste: dry casks. When you think about nuclear waste, don't imagine glowing barrels, don't imagine green goo, imagine these. Towering plane and missile strike resistant monoliths of steel and concrete, housing waste that has been melted down and frozen in stone.
This is our west pad for our independent spent fuel storage installation. This pad on it has about 71 dry cask assemblies. This one is for units 2 and 3. What we have here, these casks are about 16 feet tall. They hold 68 fuel bundles apiece. So inside of these casks, we have our MPC that actually holds the fuel bundles. We completely dry that out. We put helium inside of it to de-inert it so that there's no oxidation going on inside of those fuel assemblies. We put it inside of these concrete canisters, which are they're a little under 3 feet thick. And then we put them out on this pad. These pads are designed to hold all of the nuclear fuel for that specific duration of the license. So Unit 1 pad holds all of the fuel for Unit 1. It still has room on it for additional casks. This pad has 13 additional spots available to hold the spent fuel from Unit 2 and Unit 3 for the duration of that license. So with the over 100 nuclear reactors that have been operating since the 70s, if you were to put all the nuclear waste in one location, it would all fit on one football field. So for you and I, the amount of waste that we would generate related to what we would consume in nuclear power generation is equivalent to one Coke can. So comparatively, not a lot of waste, especially when you look at some of the other power generation industries.
Would you be worried about living next to any of these casks?
I would not. I would put it in my backyard. I would go like right and hug it. They're incredibly safe, low radiation emission. So I would certainly have one in my backyard.
This is where the rubber meets the road when it comes to nuclear waste. I know many of you have an idea in your head that it's some glowing green barrel of goo like you may have seen on The Simpsons. No, though it is still cylindrical, nuclear waste is stored in rock form in these enormous dry casks. Here they can stay for an entire lifetime of a plant, mostly inert, decaying down to the point of harmlessness. There's nothing to leak here. In fact, there hasn't been a single recorded case of nuclear material leaking out of any of these in the United States anywhere, ever. When you're talking about robust safety, when you're talking about managing nuclear waste in the correct, safe way, doesn't get much more straightforward or safe than this. And while we're talking about nuclear waste, think about where nuclear waste is. What Constellation likes to say is that they can account for every neutron. Can you say that for any other industry about anything? Probably not. Where is the nuclear waste at a nuclear power plant? It's in the fuel pool. It's right here. Where is the waste from a fossil fuel plant? It's in there. It's in the air, it's in the ground, it's in the water. What about the mercury? It stays toxic forever. Do you know what doesn't stay toxic forever? Decaying nuclear material. When we talk about pollution, we need to have a fact-based conversation about this. Nuclear does produce some pollution. It's all right here, accounted for in casks that could repel basically Superman. Where is all the pollution for the fuel that we are using for the last 100 years? It's in your lungs. It's making your kids' IQs go down. We have to talk more sensibly about pollution if we're all going to get more sensible about how to deal with climate change and our growing energy dependencies.
It is not an exaggeration to say that nuclear waste contained within nearly indestructible casks and piled in pools of water cleaner than the water you drink may be the safest waste there is. Used solar panels containing heavy metals live forever and stay toxic forever in landfills. Wind turbine blades too expensive to dismantle are simply buried or incinerated. All of the waste produced in a nuclear power plant's lifetime, in comparison, can live on site, getting less dangerous as it does so. All of the nuclear waste in the world could now easily be buried in a single deep Earth repository, thousands of meters below any water table or geologically active area, if we had the political and public will to do so.
The fuck?
I wouldn't be able to make a point like this if it weren't true. No, literally. There are armed guards and a public relations team on the other side of the camera right now. The relative safety of nuclear waste is both theoretically and practically proven. And if you still don't believe me about that, my tour of the Dresden generating station was my first of a power plant that hadn't exploded. And it's now even more clear to me that nuclear disasters, like the many I have featured on this channel, are the exception, not the rule. Modern nuclear technology is extremely robust, redundant, and safe. It's only when human error combines with poor and/or flawed design that you get a Chernobyl,
Fukushima, or 3 Mile Island.
Okay,
I
Fukushima
would
is
not
not
say that nuclear
exactly
power will
a
solve all our energy problems, and it can't be the only
a
solution to
man-made
climate
disaster,
change.
though.
And it has its own economic and political challenges, though many of those are easier than they seem. But I will say that opposition to nuclear power that relies on arguments about the safety of nuclear
Chernobyl
waste
is the
specifically
man-made
is misinformed at
accident.
best, and monetarily or emotionally motivated at worst. I walk through exclusion zones, eat Fukushima sushi, and literally kiss nuclear waste containers, not because of some weird obsession or fetish, though I know some of you probably think that at this point, and yes, I did ask Ryzen if I could swim in the nuclear fuel pool. I do all of this to prove a point, and that point is this. The world looks different when you understand it, and nuclear power and waste, when you understand it, looks less dangerous and more promising than ever. Until next time.
Now exiting.
That's not gonna ever happen, though.
Thank you again to the United States government, Constellation, and the employees at Dresden Generating Station for making my trip there a safe and educational one. And I hope you learned something too. And if you want to learn something too with me, all of the time that is, you can go to patreon.com/Kyle Hill and join the facility today.
Ooh, why would I do that, Kyle?
I'll tell you. Because you get videos early, you get access to our private Discord where you can ping me at any time of the day, even at 2 a.m. Thank you, overseas people. You get private live streams. Think about that. And if you support us just enough, you get your name on Aria here in every single video. It's just so many. Look how many people are doing that. I have no idea how I'm going to pass the time. I'm not really exaggerating when I'm talking about nuclear waste here. It is. I know I seem kind of like gung-ho about it, but I don't like it. It's just that it's one of these slam dunk things that we're just not doing. We solved this problem decades ago. We really could just put all of the nuclear waste in the world right now in dry casks and then dig a big hole and put them way down there. And that's it. It's not going to be in a geologically active area. It's not going to reach groundwater. A dry cask in the United States has never leaked. Because it can't leak, because it's not goo. We can, if we had enough political motivation to do this, and public understanding of what's going on, which is what I'm trying to do, we could just solve this problem like that. It would take a little bit longer, same outcome. Snapping. Thank you.
I told you I'd do it. It's real. It's fine. On the outside, I can do that.
Oh shit! There's a event. My hands are getting out. That distortion, man. Nagtap ako kaninang umaga eh. Hindi pumasa. Ang bad trip. Ay, kahapon na tayo. 5% XP. Stress is per. How many? Oh, only 8. So that's like what? 16 gig? 160M. There's an influx of crystallized despair in the market though. It's annoying. Back in my day, like no one's buying that shit. What the hell happened? Who's the asshole that dumped a lot of them in the market? Like 2,000 of them. That's annoying. Oh, another one. too bad I'm not gonna able to sell it. Jesus. Should have gone giants as soon as I got 285 AP. Cyclops. Oh no, this hurts. I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. Yeah, man. Where's Giga Chad? I miss Giga Chad. I cannot move. I wanna.
Adam and Jamie from Mythbusters couldn't stand each other.
Jamie and I don't get along very well. That's not a secret we've held.
While Drake and Josh weren't exactly buddies either.
We made this thing that people really love, but maybe we weren't that close.
However, let's begin by talking about Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, who ironically played the inseparable lovers Romeo and Juliet. Prior to filming the movie, the actors had spoken very highly of one another.
Claire Danes is the most fantastic young actress I've ever come across.
However, in his early days, Leo would always pull elaborate pranks on his co-stars, which was appreciated by some people on set, but despised by others like Claire Danes. He tried to pull multiple pranks on Danes when the cameras weren't rolling, and the young actor wasn't having it. It's rumored that the young actress found Leo a little immature. For the very same reason, DiCaprio found Danes to be uptight and overly serious, and as a result, according to some sources, the pair barely spoke to one another when not filming scenes together. Roughly 1 year later, Danes was offered but turned down the lead female role in Titanic, with some speculating that she was simply uninterested in doing another film with DiCaprio. Despite this, the two have always talked highly of one another in public.
The dude is a genius. He's been a genius for decades now.
Which wasn't the path taken by Kevin Smith after figuring out that Bruce Willis was a complete and utter dick. The two had agreed to collaborate on a 2010 movie called Cop Out, and 2 years prior in 2008, Kevin Smith praised Bruce Willis for being his favorite actor and biggest inspiration. However, as the two began working together, Kevin Smith realized he should have never met his hero. Despite Smith being the film's director, Willis refused to take any direction, with Smith later stating, "I was going at it like Bruce, do it like this. I was directing Bruce the way I direct everybody else." And Bruce was like, "I've been acting like Bruce Willis for 25 years. Do you really think there's anything you're gonna tell me that I don't know?" At a later point during filming, Bruce Willis threatened to punch Kevin Smith, after which Willis had to be separately photoshopped into the movie's posters as he refused to turn up to the photo shoots. On top of this, Willis failed to attend the party celebrating the movie's completion, where Kevin Smith made a toast stating, "I want to thank everyone who worked on the film, except for Bruce Willis." In a 2013 interview, Willis clapped back by stating, "Poor Kevin, he's just a whiner, you know. We had some personal issues about how we approached work. I don't have an answer for him. I'm never gonna call him out and lay him out in public. Sometimes you just don't get along, although this isn't the end of the story." After Willis was recently diagnosed with aphasia, Kevin Smith took to Twitter writing, "Long before any of the cop-out stuff, I was a big Bruce Willis fan, so this is really heartbreaking to read. He loved to act and sing, and the loss of that has to be devastating for him. I feel like an asshole for my petty complaints from 2010, so sorry to BW and his family," which is a much nicer ending compared to that of Sylvester Stallone and Richard Gere. The two met whilst filming a movie called The Lords of Flatbush, where Stallone instantly disliked Gere's demeanor, stating, "We never hit it off. He would strut around in his oversized motorcycle jacket like he was the baddest knight at the round table, although the real argument came when the two were eating lunch together." Stallone stated, "I was eating a hot dog and he climbs in with a half a chicken, covered in mustard with grease nearly dripping out of the aluminium wrapper. I said, 'That thing is gonna drip all over the place.' He said, 'Don't worry about it,' which was followed by Richard Gere spilling grease all over Stallone's pants. As a result, Stallone, quote, elbowed him in the side of the head, after which the director chose to replace Richard Gere with a different actor altogether. Despite this taking place more than 50 years ago, Stallone has stated, 'To this day he seriously dislikes me,' which is an ending also shared by Ariana Grande and Jeanette McCurdy after their one and only season of Sam and Cat. When the show came to an end in 2014, Ariana Grande made an extensive heartfelt twitlonger thanking everybody involved in the production, except for the other other main co-star Jeanette McCurdy. This implied that the two weren't as close as the show suggested, which was confirmed at a later date when Jeanette stated the following.
She would have to miss work because she was being pulled in all directions, so she's got to do radio shows, she's got to do the Billboard Awards, the Grammys. She's performing at the Grammys, and I'm like acting on the show with a box because they decided that like for that week her character needs to be trapped in a box so she can go perform at the Grammys.
As a result of this, Jeanette would write, Ariana misses work in pursuit of her music career while I act with a box. I'm pissed about it and I'm pissed at her, jealous of her, before expressing further jealousy in her memoir by attacking Ariana's upbringing. Ariana grew up in Boca Raton, Florida, an incredibly wealthy, idyllic town with a healthy mum who could buy her whatever she wanted whenever she wanted. Gucci bags, fancy vacations, and Chanel outfits. Jeanette's hatred toward Ariana always felt pretty pathetic. However, the feud between Will Smith and Janet Hubert reached a whole new level of petty jealousy. Janet played Will Smith's auntie in Bel-Air and took an instant disliking to Will Smith as she felt it was unfair he'd been given a TV show at the age of 22. Will Smith later stated, I can straight up say that Janet Hubert wanted the show to be the Aunt Viv of Bel-Air show. She said once, I've been in the business for 10 years and this snotty-nosed punk comes along and gets a show. To her, I'm the Antichrist. While Alfonso Ribeiro, who played Carlton, also noted Janet was painful to work with. There were days when we were all on set and she would literally go off on people, and they got to a point by the time the second season came around where we're like, this is unacceptable. As someone who was seen as difficult, Janet was offered significantly less money to appear in the 4th season, encouraging her to quit, which is exactly what she'd do. However, this only increased her resentment toward Will, as she'd state, there will never be a reunion as I will never do anything with an a-hole like Will Smith. He is still an egomaniac and has not grown up. This constant reunion thing will never ever happen in my lifetime unless there is an apology, which he doesn't know the word. Despite stating that there wouldn't be a Fresh Prince reunion, it did eventually happen in November 2020, where more than 30 years later, Janet was still convinced that Will had ruined her life, stating, I hated what you did, I just hated what you did. You took my career away of 30-something years, as Will Smith's comments about her being difficult made it hard for Janet to land work afterwards. At the end of their talk, the two made up and apologized, although Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey had no interest in doing so. They'd appear alongside one another in season 12 of American Idol, where their almost polar opposite personalities began to clash immediately.
Are you country? Are you country? Do you like country? Do you like country? And I kind of feel like we're making comments. I'm trying to help her. We're trying to help her as opposed to just talk about her outfit. I'm going to continue to speak. Of course, you always do.
In a notable instance, the two had this argument mid-show where
Nobody said every moment. Oh, excuse me, the music will cut me off if I can. Oh, darling, may I express this to her as a singer? I just feel like what maybe trying to be expressed is just sing from your heart the entire time, and your notes will continue to shine regardless of the dirt that gets splattered around you.
After which Nicki threatened Mariah with violence.
Multiple people heard Nicki say, if I had a gun, I would shoot that
leading Mariah to state the following.
It felt like an unsafe work environment. I'm not going to take any chances, so yeah, I did hire more security.
In response to Mariah Carey's claims, Nicki responded by tweeting, hey y'all, let's just say Nicki said something about a gun. People will believe it because she's a black rapper. LaMayo, I'll then hit up Barbara and milk it, implying that Mariah had made the story up. Nicki then made another tweet reading, I guess it hurts to have the producers tell you to your face that Nicki is the best judge we've had since Simon, or poor you, keep them lies coming, implying that Mariah was also simply not as good at judging. For obvious reasons, both judges quit the show after only one season, after which Mariah Carey stated this.
That was the worst experience of my life. I would never want to be involved with it again.
With Drake Bell and Josh Peck holding a similar opinion about returning to their most famous show. While it seemed the two had a great time filming Drake and Josh, Drake would take to Twitter in 2017 writing, when you're not invited to the wedding, the message is clear. True colors have come out today. Message is loud and clear, ties are officially cut, I'll miss you brother, which was followed by Drake flaming Josh via text for the very same reason.
I'm getting married that night and I see these text messages from him like cursing me out, coming for me. I'm like, on the night of my wedding.
The incident was a sad moment for fans of the show. However, 2 months later, they'd make up, apologize, and even post a 12 million view video together, implying that the duo was on good terms. That would be until 2021, when Drake found himself in a bunch of legal trouble, after which Josh made the claim that they were never really friends.
Are you guys like not friends?
Not really, no. We made this thing that people really love, but maybe we weren't that close.
So you guys were never close during the, like when you were filming, Drake and Josh? You were just kind of co-stars?
Obviously, there were times where we were closer than not, but when inevitably the show ended, I mean, we're just totally different kids.
These statements have since been criticized, given they'd spent a large amount of time together outside of the show, with one of these critics being Drake Bell himself, who'd give numerous examples of them hanging out together.
That's what bugged me about it. He's like, we weren't friends, we didn't hang out.
Your Christmas party, the party that I made.
He came all the way to Riverside to support me.
Josh is clearly trying to distance himself from Drake's sketchy legal situation, given Josh is still actively booking movie roles in an industry where reputation is everything. There are obviously mixed reports about whether or not they liked each other as co-stars, although it seems obvious that they're now no longer on speaking terms, and neither are the two main hosts from Mythbusters. Adam Savage and Jamie Hyneman hosted the show for more than 12 years, after which an article was published reading, "The Mythbusters always had an amazing secret weapon. They can't stand each other." The article referenced an interview from Entertainment Weekly, in which Jamie stated, "We like to point out we've known each other for 25 years and never once sat down to have a dinner alone together. We sort of managed to tolerate each other. I think it's probably safe to say that continuing our on-screen relationship in front of the camera is probably not happening." To back this up, Adam stated this.
No, I don't think Jamie and I will continue to work together on other projects. Jamie and I don't get along very well. That's not a secret we've held.
With him claiming it's not a secret they've held, as it was mentioned while the show was still running.
We are not friends. We tend to drive each other batty. We have never, in the 21 years we've known each other, had dinner alone together. Our very different personalities means that we spend a lot of time in sort of conflict.
Periodically, their behind-the-scenes animosity spilled out onto the camera.
What kind of seconds were you counting there? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? What kind of seconds are those? Who counts like that?
So it's no surprise that Adam would also state this.
There's a lot of fighting on camera. We got really mad at each other, like really significantly, vitriolically angry. We drive each other nuts every day. We get frustrated with each other on a daily basis.
However, the reason they're so proud of their awful friendship is because it's also their key to success.
The friction between Jamie and I has an integrity to it and a chemistry to it. We have respect for each other. We also drive each other absolutely batty.
We're not afraid to say something that will hurt the other's feelings because we don't care, Savage says. We consider it a point of pride that the right idea always wins. It doesn't matter whose it is. It's a working relationship based purely on respect and mutual gain, with their unconventional approach resulting in unconventional success as one of the most popular shows in TV history.
So it's pretty much a dysfunctional set. Wait, no, I don't think that's the right term. It's not exactly dysfunctional if it's, you know, successful. Hmm. Five minutes left. I have time. I probably can reach Garmot and moderate in Autorun from here. Pretty sure I can in the next 4 minutes. I'll be out. I wish I could get another boss. Oh yeah, it's fine. Do I have to? I forgot. I have to go to Calfion and transfer all the trash loot there. I don't know. So 13 crystallized despair. That's what, 260 M. It's not bad. Chop 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 chop. I'm gonna add the sound effects because I don't wanna make stupid noises. Oh, there. Nice. I don't like the sound effects of the hits. The fuck? Hurry up. Ominous ring. Wait, what? What is ominous ring? Ah, accuracy ring. Okay, got it. Patio. What the hell? Give me another boss. Give me another boss. Come on. Ayako. I'm killing these guys so fast. Ryzen. Am I gonna get Crystal of Harmony this Sunday? Because I need them. I need some Macaludis. Macalod. Like 4 of them. I shouldn't have used on the homes. That was my bad. Dumbass. Hindi ko nakakuha ng distortion. 28 seconds left. What was that? I saw a white dot. What the hell was that? Is that a Mego? What the hell was that? 7 minutes left. Okay, I'm out. Oh. Okay, cool. Okay, we're done. So, how much did I get? How much did I get? 11k plus. Let's see here. Let's go Dubengrun. How much did I get? Let's see. Not much. The fuck? Only 20,000? The hell? What? Is it because that there's 2 bosses spawned? So how much that is? 20k times 20,000. It's 400 of them. That's normal, I would say. Pretty normal. That's 342 million for the distortion. 742 plus 260 million. Okay, what? I'm sorry, what? 742 plus 260M, that is 1 billion. Doable 1 billion per hour. I guess that's not bad. Speaking of, yee, it's sold. Nice. No more maid available. Sad. I need more maids. Okay, I'll be AFK for a while. Okay, how many? 6 minutes left. I'm gonna grab some Coke. Ominous ring. Okay, am I gonna make it? The dog's gonna go away. Go away, dog. Go away. You smell so bad. Go away. So I'm gonna get a total money of roughly around 1.5 1.5 billion if I sold these. Is even someone gonna sell this one? I highly doubt though. Probably should go for something else. Let's go for dome. Okay, someone PO'd that. No way. There's no way that. No. What the hell are you doing here? Go away. Go. Let's shoot. Baho mo. Helmet. No one's selling this one. 181. Shoes. I don't think they're gonna be selling this one. Okay, 3 minutes left. Alright, I'm gonna be late. I don't wanna be late. There's NPCs. Nanda kore. See your panties, bruv. Your panties are showing. So this one 400 mil. Not so much. Not too much. It's almost the same as what orcs. Difference is in orcs you can sell this seed of void, and if you got like what 8 of them, 10. That's like 10 mil a pop. NTL you can get around what 400 M as well. I'm gonna check armor. As far as I know, that's the numbers I'm seeing. Best grind spots. Let's see. 3.2 M. Okay, I see. It's the same. I guess Giants is not much, but slightly larger. Silver gain compared to Orcs. But I guess Orcs is much more chill. How about XP though? How much is the XP? Silver per hour is much more consistent. Like combat XP is not. Troll habitat. What in blood and water stuff coming up. Underground. I could go there. Okay, no, I might die there. I don't have enough AP and DP. And I don't want to get one shot. Get it. Oh. Any giants here? I could. If there's giants, no. I'm going to bed after this car mod. So cute. Tortuga. 300 DP, 250 AP. Okay. Silver per hour in Tortuga is 500 M per hour. Average. Troll is 636 M. Alter M 620 M. Not bad. Oh shit, it's up. Stand up, girl. Come on. And when is the hide other character function? Come on, there's so many people. It's laggy. Got knocked down, but the hell? Interesting. Little baby girl. What is that name? There we go. Finally worked. The hell? I got stuck on something. That's so annoying. Oh, Shibal. I'm stuck. What the fuck? What the fuck is she doing? Resting. 310 AP for the DP. Crypt of resting place. Resting thoughts, I mean. Given Russia underground is now I'm gonna need like what I'm gonna need a pen, black star, and a that distortion for me to get to Giffen. Giffen? Apparently I'm having trouble with the tapping distortions. How much is distortion? Distortion is 23 billion. What is Bahas? Bahas is 22 billion. Still 20 hours of my grind of my time. Boom. Yay, okay. And what happened to my UI? It's gone. The fuck? I'm gonna play this song. I'm gonna play this song while before. Yeah. Wait. No. Get off the horse, you dumbass. I can't fucking move. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna play this song. Okay. There's nothing. Fuck this game. Fucking hate this game. I don't know why I still keep playing this game though. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to go to Calaffilm. Yeah, I think I'm going to bed.